got kicked a lot of times. They kept getting back up, and they kept fighting despite the circumstances. It was a disappointing finish to a season. Expectations were high. We didn't get the job done. But it wasn't for lack of effort, and it wasn't for lack of character, and it wasn't for lack of grit. I'm truly proud of every one of those guys. I could talk about them each individually, but that would take a really long time. And incredible teammates in that room, both in the staff coaching room and in the clubhouse.
Were you somewhat emotional? Am I reading that right? I mean, in a good way.
The emotion is being proud of our players. Yeah, I mean, how could I not be proud of Brad Miller? Kind of in the middle of the season, just left for dead. Now he walks away with 2 home runs off Max Scherzer and 2 home runs today off a lefty. You know, he gets pinch hit for all the time, and we leave him in there, and he rewards us with a home run. There's so many guys that I could point to like that. You know, Jose Alvarez, all year long, took the ball no matter what the situation was, left or right. It was a little different for him. Anaheim was a pretty set schedule. The Angels, here he was asked to do some different things. And as a manager, this year I was blessed with high character, high quality players and men. And what you're seeing right now, the emotion that you're seeing, is me feeling the power of that.
What about wondering, I guess, if this was your last game as Phillies manager, wondering about your fate as Phillies
It's not playing in. It's not playing in at all. What's playing in is me thinking about our players and what they stepped up to try to accomplish. I mean, Bryce is feet away from hitting a home run in that situation. He reacted as if it was a playoff game. That's how much he cares. And I was so happy to look out into right field and see the fans chanting, "Thank you, Bryce," or "Thank you, Harper," or whatever it was specifically, because he deserves that. And he played his ass off all season long. He did not take an inning off the entire season. And believe me, there are a lot of superstars around the game that wouldn't give what he gave this year.
Do you think your players and you, by extension, have gotten a raw deal with the criticism and just the atmosphere of the last few weeks?
I don't think about it like that. You know, our job is to step up and meet any bar, no matter how high it's raised. And look, we weren't able to do that this year. It's the bottom line.
Have you been told about next season yet?
It's not something that we've talked about.
Is that a conversation now that the season's over that you need to have?
It's definitely not a conversation I need to have right now in this room. It's a private conversation. You know, my job is to focus on managing the Phillies even after game 162, and I will do that to the best of my ability.
Assuming that you're back next year, what kind of things would you want to work on the most? After this season's over, you look ahead, what are the things you think that on your mind you would want to work on most?
I think there's a laundry list of things that I'd want to address, and that I'm assuming I will address.
In addressing the question that a few people have asked, you're going to tell me you haven't thought about the fact that this could be your last game as the manager of the Phillies in any way, shape, or form?
I've thought about everything from every angle, Howard. You know that I always do that. But my focus and where I lock in is helping this team be the best it can on any given day and in any given minute. And that takes up so much energy that's what I have to focus on.
How badly do you want to be back and see this team get to that point of winning in October baseball?
I love managing that group of players. I love working with that staff. Love working with this front office. They give me all sorts of autonomy. I have felt supported by our ownership group. Our ownership group has done everything in their power to put a winning product on the field. I'm proud to be a Philadelphia Philly, and will do it as long as I'm able.
Gabe, you said it's a disappointing season. Why do you think that's the case? Why were you 81 and 81?
Because we want to go to the postseason, and we want to go deep into the postseason.
Why were you not better, is my question.
I think there's a number of things that you could point to. I think, you know, we've discussed the injuries. We've discussed our pitching not being as good as it can be. We've discussed at times our offense going flat. But it's not one thing in isolation. It's a collection of things that led us to this point.
Do you feel you had the weapons, given the injuries, so many of them, to get where you wanted to go?
My job has always been and will always be to take the collection of individuals I have to work with and make that situation the best I possibly can. I've thought about it all season long, starting in spring training, even dating back into the offseason. And then the last group of guys that I got to go to battle with in game 162 was an exceptional group. Like I said, character is what ruled the day. Those guys, they fought until the very end, and that's all. That's really what a manager can ask for, is the highest level of effort.
For peace of mind, would you like to find out sooner rather than later?
What I'd like to do is, when we're done with this conversation, is get back in the clubhouse, talk to our coaching staff, and tell them how proud I am of them, and talk to our players and express the gratitude that I have in my heart right now for the work that they did.
Given another chance if you get back next year, is there things you've thought about that you absolutely want to do different going?
Bob, the answer to that question is yes, always. I think that for me that takes some time. And obviously there have been adjustments made all the way through this season, every single day. And there would absolutely continue to be adjustments going forward.
Gabe, will you meet with Matt here in the short term, today, tomorrow, the next day?
I talk to Matt every single day. So that, well, Matt and I will talk with 100% certainty. I'm not sure what that'll be about, but we discuss everything under the sun every single day.
All right. Thank you.